Let's make some really easy Dollar Tree coasters. Hi, and welcome back to my craft room. My name is Kelsey. I also call myself Dinosaur Mama, and today we are doing a Dollar Tree craft, and we are making coasters. So this craft you can do with or without a cutting machine. I will show you how to set it up in your Cricut if you choose to go that way, but you don't need to have one, so this is just a fun craft that you can make for really cheap, and they make really great gifts. If you are new to my craft room and my YouTube channel, you can find all of the links below for the materials and tools, as well as a link to my blog where there will be step-by-step written instructions. So let's get started. So I want to start by just showing you the materials I'm using. I got this rope from the Dollar Tree. I ended up buying two, but one will make about 6 coasters, and then the burlap will make about 20 coasters. So you really only need one of each. So I want to start by saying, if you are going to be cutting this, I used my Cricut Maker because I was using the rotary blade. If you don't have the rotary blade, you can try the fabric bonded blade or the bonded fabric blade. I did not try it, so I don't know if it works. However, I use the rotary blade with my Maker. And if you don't have that, you can just cut these out by hand. You do not need to have a machine cut this out. All you need to do is cut out a circle, or you can even glue your burlap, your felt, whatever you decide to use, onto the back of your coaster after it's created, and then trim around the edges. It's the bottom of the coaster, so no one's gonna really see it anyway, so don't worry about that. If you wanna use your Cricut, all you're going to need to do is grab a circle, and I made mine 3.5 inches. I feel like that's a standard coaster size, and then hit make. I made 4 coasters, so I made 4 here, and you can move this around if you need to. And then when I got to my machine, you can actually search for burlap as one of the fabrics that can be cut. So you just go to browse all materials and search burlap. So I use this first one up top. You can also cut felt if you want to. And now I just need to load in my rotary blade and put in my mat. I didn't change any of the pressure settings or anything like that. I had never cut burlap before, but it did end up working really nicely. So here is my machine cutting the burlap, and I ended up using painter's tape to keep it down nice and secure. I had ordered fabric mats, but they don't come until after I had already made this, and my standard grip mats work just the same. And someone actually told me that standard grip and fabric grip are the exact same, except for they're just 2 different colors. That way you know which one is being used for fabric. But you see my rotary blade is cutting out my backings for my coasters. And so once those are cut, we can jump over and get started on our assembly. So here is one of the finished coasters, just so you can see. It's really easy to put together. And I wanted to show you, I have 2 next to each other. One of them has the Mod Podge or the Maker's Magic on it to seal it, and the other one doesn't. So the one with the Maker's Magic on it is a little bit darker. But this is a new pack of rope from the Dollar Tree, and I wanted to show you that it has this like plastic piece on it, almost kind of like when you have a shoelace and it has a little piece at the end. Make sure you cut that off. I mean, you can leave it on, but it looks nicer, I guess, without it. And just make sure you hold on tight so that your rope doesn't unravel. And so I have my hot glue gun heating up off to the side, and now we're just going to start rolling in our rope. It's really as easy as that. My biggest concern for you is to not burn yourself, because you have to hold this and the glue might start seeping out the sides. So as you start to roll, you're just going to be gluing along the edge so that it stays together. And you're literally going to do this the entire way up of the rope. And we're going to just use our little burlap circles, if that's how you worked, if you already cut them out, as a guide on the size. If you didn't cut them out, you're going to roll it so that it has about 3 lines. So like if I'll put an arrow so you can see 3 lines coming out of the center. And that will give you about the 3.5 inches. But you can eyeball it, or you can use a ruler as you go along. You just don't want these huge, huge coasters. So we're just rolling this up and gluing it together as we go along. So I'm rolling here, and again, I'm trying to keep it as flat as I possibly can. If you're using the white rope from the Dollar Tree, I also suggest having clean hands and a clean table. Since it is white, it's going to pick up some stuff. But I'm just pulling this, keeping it nice and flat, and gluing it all the way along. Once you have it rolled to where you want, you can cut. See, I have my burlap, I'm checking. you can cut your rope with just a pair of scissors. So I cut mine on the angle of the rope, if that makes sense. So like there's like a little angle, I just cut right in the same direction. And then you can use your glue to kind of seal it down. And then again, I'm using Mod Podge to keep mine sealed, so I'm not too worried about the ends. This is gonna sound so silly, but whichever side looks uglier to you, go ahead and make that your bottom, and then just add some hot glue, and we're gonna glue our burlap down. Just be careful when you're gluing it down. There are holes in the bottom of burlap, or in my burlap at least, and I just don't want you to get burnt from your hot glue. If you are not using a machine to cut out your circles, you can just place like a square on the bottom and then trim around the edges with a pair of scissors. It doesn't have to be fancy, it's the bottom. So the last step is just to take Mod Podge or Maker's Magic. I was sent this bottle of Maker's Magic through TikTok Shop, and so I've just been trying it out for different things. And I'm just sealing these in according to the bottle, and same with Mod Podge. This will make them waterproof. Now, do I believe that 100%? Probably not, but it does give a little bit of protection to your coasters. So Dollar Tree does have this rope in brown if that's what you prefer. I like the white. It's called like nautical rope if you go and search for it. And it's $1.25, and then the burlap's $1.25. And so you can make 6 coasters for $2.50. I mean, plus you need a hot glue gun and stuff, but you know what I mean. So it's a great, easy, budget-friendly craft. And make sure you're soaking these well. I'm using these little sponges, which are also from the dollar store, and they do sell Mod Podge at the Dollar Tree. So you do have that option there. Make sure you get the edges of your coasters and then allow these to dry for a few hours. And here is our final coaster ready to be used. Thank you so much for joining me today as we made these super easy coasters. If you enjoyed this craft, please don't forget to give this a thumbs up. It helps me so much. Subscribe to my channel so you can get new crafts every single week, and share this with one of your crafty friends who was looking for something fun and easy to do on a budget. I will see you soon in my craft room, and stay crafty.